Hi guys, it's me, Mary, and I'm back. And I'm gonna do the video I don't wanna do. I'm blind as a bat without my glasses, and I need to be able to see these. All right, this is not going to be a popular video at all. I've been working on this stuff for quite some time. Okay, so you all know that I loved the Beauty Junkees brushes, face and eye. And this is why I don't want to do this video. I don't want to do the video because I'm going to bash the crap out of them over the sponges. And that's probably not going to be a popular opinion, but I need everybody to take into account how long I've used them. These colorful, pretty little toys. All right, let's go over these. All right. By far, the worst one is this teardrop. Now, I don't have the pink beauty blender. I threw it away. But I do have two of them here. I have the red carpet and the black. Because I love their brushes so much, I sent away for their sponges. I couldn't wait to see whether or not. Now, everything I have here except for one sponge is wet. Okay? So all these sponges grow a little bit when they're wet. This is the worst thing on the planet. I mean, as far as a teardrop sponge goes, I would recommend this to no one. And I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to explain how dense this is. Okay? Here. I'm just flicking it. This is the Beauty Blender. Can you hear? Okay, this is extremely dense. When you put it on your face, it feels like you're hitting your face with a rock. It hurts. It's like a tennis ball. Bong, bong. You might as well take a tennis ball and bang it on your face. It hurts, okay?
It's not this. Guys, this isn't a beauty blender. This is just a Walgreens red nose.
Okay, seriously. This thing is really bad. I would say give it to your kids to play with, because I don't think you can't even bite it apart, okay? But I wouldn't want to be responsible if something happened. It's just really not a good thing, but I found a use for it, okay? I lost the stopper in the sink. So I put it in there, and I'll tell you what, this one does a good job of being a stopper too. But I'll get to this in a second. This one here, I clean my bathroom sink with it. I use it as a stopper because I'm not going to throw it away, but it's basically bong. Hear that? That thing was hard, wasn't it? All right. So, of course, it was supposed to be like the Beauty Blender, of which there were no other. In the bag also comes this, and this. Now, while these are in no way can these be as good as the Beauty Blender, there's just no way they can. These actually aren't that bad, okay? This I found, it's dense, but it actually does do a pretty good job with concealer, okay? So I wouldn't necessarily get rid of this. It does do a pretty good job. You can roll it and stuff. It is very dense though. This one has this flat edge, kind of like a Real Technique sponge. This is a brand new one, by the way. Kind of like a Real Technique sponge. But it's kind of weird, and you can hold on to it by this ball thing and work with it, and it does okay. I'm going to take my makeup off so I don't care that I'm doing this. It doesn't do too bad, except it's been used like 6 times, and look, it's starting to tear apart now. So, I mean, it's really not that bad of a sponge, but it tears up. So, we don't care about that one either. This one, I think, is okay. I will keep that one. This one, it's really not that bad. Okay, it's kind of squishy. So you can hold it like this. And this one here, I rather kind of like a little bit, so I would hold on to it. Is it as good as a Beauty Blender? Heck no way! But it does have its uses, and I do like it. Okay, particularly if we're dealing with a foundation that is more thick. Okay, it does a good job of you can really press it in with this and put powder on with it. So out of the bag, these two I'm going to go ahead and keep because I can find a use for them. Those other two, here we'll do the flick test. That's the purple one. And then against the Beauty Blender. Okay, so that's the only way I can think of because coming up to your face with it isn't going to show you or let you, I can't touch you with it, so I can't explain the densities. So the only thing I could come up with was a hearing test. Okay, but you can kind of see the density. And I'll try to take pictures of them too. Okay. And then of course this is a Beauty Blender. This is the red one. I was going to give this review, right? And just really knock them out, even though I didn't want to. But just as I was about to do that, I saw that Kristen Game got a package from Julie. She sent her the package that has these brushes in them. This is one of them, a detailer. I do love this brush, by the way. I love all their brushes. A detailer and some other stuff. And what do you know? But it came with this sponge here, which is also wet. And let's just compare it to a wet Real Techniques. Okay? Now, the difference is the Real Techniques sponge has a different feel to it than the Beauty Blender, which I rather like. It's a personal experience thing with people and their sponges. I like the squishiness of a Real Techniques. And I don't know if it was my nails that was doing it or what the problem is, but there's like a split community on how long these things take to tear up. Here is one that's dry, and as you can see, it is just ripping up all over the place. This one's never been used. I got it wet, so you can see a brand new one. You've probably already seen them before. But dry even, you can see that this thing, and how many times it's been used 5 times, okay? And it is tearing up. So that is what I have against. By the way, here's one that's wet. Here's one that's dry. That's what I have against the Real Techniques. Okay, and I did the math. A Beauty Blender, I use 2 a year. So they're $20 a piece. 2 of them a year, $40. Okay, I did the math. One of these, I can make the thing last for a month. So if I'm replacing it once a month, I could easily spend, if I don't hit a sale or anything, $84 a year on the Real Techniques sponge. What did I like about it though? I like this flat edge. I like being able to do that and turn it around and use this end, and I just really like that about the Real Techniques sponge. So when this came out by Beauty Junkies, I held off and I said, okay, I'm not going to blow them out of the water over their teardrop Beauty Blender, which is complete crap. I'm going to give this a shot. To my amazement, okay, this thing is like a cross, a true cross between my favorite things. The Beauty Blender, this one's the black one, the Pro. Okay, so we get the Pro and the Beauty Blender. So it has the shape of a Real Techniques, which is, I love, but it feels just like a Beauty Blender. And I used this thing about 7 times, and I was going to come on here and tell you, dupe for the Beauty Blender. We'll never buy the Beauty Blender again because this is it, buddy. This has the feel, does the job of the Beauty Blender, and it has the shape of the Real Techniques. What could be better? When I went to wash it the 7th time, it tore. Right here. Can you see it? And you know what I thought of immediately? Jen Loves Reviews. Put it right down here. Because I remembered as soon as I saw that, I went, oh! Jen's child didn't do it. It's black, so it's hard to see. Jen's child did not do it. She thought that perhaps she loved it too, but it tore up on her. And she thought that perhaps, if I'm remembering correctly, that her child had gotten a hold of it and possibly did it. But no children are here to get my stuff. So, almost there, Julie. You are almost there. This thing, I would have said, I'll never buy another beauty blender. I will always buy this. Except it tore up so quick, just like the Real Techniques sponge. Now, my nails, you can say, well, Mary, your nails are tearing these up when you wash them, but my nails don't tear up the beauty blenders. I'm able to make a beauty blender daily, use daily, last for 6 months. And then I just throw it away because it starts to get, it never really tears on me. It just starts to not do as good. Okay? But finger sound, this is that sponge. Beauty blender. Exactly the same. Okay? It just doesn't have the longevity. So I can't say, even though I was ready to come on here and say, you guys, this is better than the beauty blender. I'll never buy another beauty blender again. But just like the Real Techniques, they tear up too fast. Okay, which brings us to the beauty blender. Beauty blenders cost $20 a piece. I've used them for years. There is no comparison. They have a patented technology on them, but if I were going to repurchase one, I'll always buy the black because the black is just a tiny bit bigger. It's the Pro, so it's just a tiny bit bigger than the red carpet. I guess they have a nude one now, and the pink one, so the original one. So still, number one sponge is the beauty blender. But a subby asked me, we're not going to stop there, I got one more. A subby asked me, and this whole thing started because of this sponge by BH Cosmetics. This purple little sponge that had come to you by BH Cosmetics. Now let's do the finger test, or this, so you can hear. That's the BH Cosmetics sponge. Beauty blender. It is dense, but I love this thing. If I have, not with my sheer foundations, but if I have a thicker foundation, or I'm working with concealer, I love this thing. This thing costs, I think, $10, and it's got a pointy end. But let me show you something. There's a huge butt on that, okay? No, serious. This thing has a big old butt on it, and I don't know why, okay? I do not know why this works so well. It's dense, so you would think you wouldn't like it, okay? But it does apply foundation very well. Surprisingly, look at the base on that thing. It's huge. But if you've got a lot of area to cover, buddy, this is it. And because it's dense, and yet it's got squishiness to it. See, I can squish this down all the way flat. It squishes down flat, really easy. But it's still dense. It's a really unique sponge. And it really packs a punch. It really packs your makeup down into your pores. I can't say that I won't ever be without this. I won't be without this. I love the BH Cosmetics. Serious, this thing here is a perfect cross between everything I showed you in the beauty blender. It's not the beauty blender. It's never going to be the beauty blender, but sometimes you don't want the beauty blender. Sometimes you want something a little bit more dense that won't tear up. And that seems to be this. I reach for it a lot. So to the subby who asked me to compare the BH Cosmetic sponge to the beauty blender, I do like it. Is it a beauty blender? No. It's a totally different kind of sponge. But My favorite sponges here then are, of course, the Beauty Blender, BH Cosmetics, and I do still love this. I do still buy them when they're on sale, but I go into it knowing it's going to tear up. It's going to tear up on me. And I'm so sorry about the Beauty Junkies Beauty Blender because, you know, had it not tore up, that last time I washed it, I went, oh, my heart just sank because I was like, oh, I was just about to get on my channel and say, guys, don't ever buy another Beauty Blender because this one's it, when it ripped. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. If you're not having a blessed day, please go out and be a blessing to somebody else. And until next time, love you, see ya, bye.
Putting these on in case because I need to look at this stuff and I really am First of all, Beauty Junkies had a bag of bull. Beauty Junkies had a bag of bull. Had a bag of balls. Had a bag of sponges. I am a clown. I'm Patch Adam's sister. Do you like my nose? Like a Real Techniques excuse me. Let me just barf all over you. The original teardrop Beauty Junkies I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other sponges can deny. But when a sponge comes along with a great big base and you get it on your face, you go BAM! It takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Yeah, it takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Oh, don't lick your sponges. Just have that all over your face. And now we come to the point where we cut holes in them and try them on our faces and see how that works. So far, this one works the best for cutting up and sticking it on your nose. Because there are those times when you have a zit and you need to go out and, well, this is the most appropriate thing to do. So, yeah. You can find these for $1 at Walgreens. But they don't put makeup on very good.